Hi, I'm Bill Donohue, president of the Catholic League. This is Mike McDonald. He's a good guy. Don't believe all the things you hear about him that the liberals don't like about him. They're not true. Maybe some of them are. Anyhow, he's the director of communications. Today I want to talk about Lindsey Graham. This guy was really head over heels over most senators or anybody in both houses of Congress. You don't have to agree with them on everything. We certainly may have had our differences on some things on foreign policy, but on domestic policy, he was a champion of religious values and traditional moral values. Just take his position on abortion. Not only was he in favor of the rights of the unborn, he disagreed with the president, President Trump, in saying it's a states' rights issue. What Lindsey Graham was saying is that if in fact this is a human being, and of course it is, it's determined by biology, okay? Life is there from the beginning of conception. It's not later. It's not about a week later, it's not 2 weeks later, it's at conception. It's certainly not at birth. So why wouldn't you want to have a federal law on that? And so Lindsey Graham, by the way, people probably don't know this, but my nemesis, I used to fight with him for years, Christopher Hitchens, atheist, he actually believed that, yes, we should have a constitutional amendment, that we should make abortion illegal in all states. It should be a federal law. We don't allow child abuse to be decided by the states. Every state has to understand that this is wrong. Also, we understand that he was very good on marriage. He understood that marriage is between a man and a woman. That's properly understood. It's not between a man and two women and three women and polygamy and bisexuals and homosexuals. No. The only two people in the whole world who can create a family without which population ceases is a man and a woman. Hello, people. Lindsey was great on that, and he was also great on religious liberty things too.
Yeah, he was great on a lot of issues, like you said. Real titan of the Senate. Started out in the House. He did some great work there, as you mentioned. But he was great on a bit of a New York issue, but it became a national issue. In New York, they wanted to get rid of Chick-fil-A's in the rest areas along the highway because Chick-fil-A's closed on Sunday. And Lindsey Graham, to his credit, did go to bat for them and said, this is wrong. They have their religious convictions. We should respect those. If you're going to cancel them for that, then that is some sort of anti-religious bias, profiling, and that New York.
Well, never happened a separation of church and state either.
Yeah.
Now the state's going to decide for religion. Yeah.
Yeah. So a great issue there, and also school choice. He was very, very strong on school choice as well. A lot of the legislation he supported would have helped Catholic schools provide services to less fortunate children and help children in struggling public schools get into Catholic schools, private schools, charter schools. So a lot of great stuff there. But I think probably the biggest impact on this issue, Bill, would have to be his championing of Brett Kavanaugh to become the Supreme Court Justice. Without Lindsey Graham, Kavanaugh probably falls apart.
Right. And
look at a lot of the great rulings that has led to. Dobbs doesn't happen without Kavanaugh, but just this term, right? Kavanaugh issues that great piece on protecting women's sports. Mm-hmm. Without Graham, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and we're not going to recount it all right now because we just cut to the quick, but everybody, we'd have to be comatose not to understand what happened. This woman lied through her teeth. Nobody could support her on anything about what Kavanaugh did. He was abusive when he was a teenager or something of that nature. I mean, it was all lies. Anybody with eyes that can see. But were it not for Lindsey Graham knocking it down, he was ferocious. He took on those people on the left. He destroyed them. And as a result, Kavanaugh, as you nicely said, is there for us on religious liberty cases and so many other good cases. So God bless Lindsey Graham. May he rest in peace.